Last year, I was at a antique mall in rural Florida with my dad and my son. We had planned on going canoeing, I think, but it was terrible weather, so we wound up going to this antique shopping center, which I thought was going to be a bust. But I found this vintage J. Stevens Arms and Tool Company catalog. Let's see here. I think I know how old this is, but it seems like it's not actually printed here. I want to say it's in 1907. This catalog was. Now, interestingly, this must have been a popular year for this catalog, because if you go on Gunbroker right now, it is easy to find reprints of specifically this catalog. But this is not a reprint. This is the original catalog that has somehow withstood the test of time. The cover stock is very pleasant, sort of. I mean, it's softback paper, you know, whatever softback paper books have, but it's got this very smooth finish. The book has that lovely old paper smell to it. But Stevens, if I'm not mistaken, was the inventor of the .22 long rifle. And as such, they were most noted for their .22 rifles. They were sort of a budget brand, and they had a lot of single shots back before they were bought out by Savage. That's what they are most well known for. You had the Favorite, the Crack Shot, the Little Crag, which was, they called it Little Crag just because it was a bolt-action .22. And back in the early 1900s, the Crag was the most famous bolt-action in America, I guess. And these rifles would range from budget models on up through high-end target guns. And they sold all sorts of accessories for them. They had shotguns, they had single-shot pistols. This was, these were made back in the day when, you know, this would be a sort of a, you know, perhaps you could call it a hardware store gun that farmers and young men, boys, they'd pick up cheaply. Some of them were absolutely meant for children, like the, I want to say the Crack Shot. But, you know, let's see. Can boys be trusted with guns? But they would make these little single-shot .22s that people could use either for pest control or mainly for small game hunting. You know, in the early 1900s, especially, the sport of squirrel hunting was quite big. My grandfather, who was born in 1912, was a lifelong squirrel hunter. He never hunted deer, he never bothered with turkey, but squirrels, he put many squirrels in the pot. And many people in the first part of the 20th century did so with these Stevens guns. Well, perhaps not that one. That's a target rifle there. They have this little insert announcing their, after this catalog had gone to press, we decided on several improvements in regarding our number 80 repeating gallery rifle. This rifle will now be furnished with a rubber butt instead of aluminum, and the stock will be fitted with a steel cap on the forend, nicely blued, to give it a more finished appearance. The number 80 repeating gallery rifle will shortly be supplied with our new style trigger guard as illustrated. Note that in all other particulars, specifications remain the same, i.e. as printed on the following page. That was one of their very first repeating rifles. It was a pump action, slide action. So, And they mostly made rimfires. I don't know if I think they made a few center fires, but in addition to 22s, they had 25s, 32s. I think they even had, a 38 center fire. So hope this has been somewhat enjoyable for you. Here we have the famous Lyman rear sights. And just study the cover art for a minute. A little bit over dramatic for mostly single shot 22s, but they have, these. I guess we have a Native American there. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be a Turk or a Kazakh. Some tribesmen from Africa, I guess. Various different people. Featured prominently is Annie Oakley, and Annie Oakley did indeed shoot for Stevens, I believe. So there you have it. Have a good evening.